I'm here with Tom McIntosh. Tom, first of all, what is your reaction to Brad Wall's announcement today?
Well, I have to admit the timing sort of took me by surprise, probably took most of the province by surprise. There had been rumors before and after the election that, this was going to be likely his last election, and that with a big majority he could sort of resign in a couple of years, give somebody time to fill in the role and get the people used to a new leader. This is sort of happening, I think, probably much sooner than anybody would have expected.
Why do you think he chose right now? It's in the middle of August. The session doesn't start for a while. Why is now the time to make this decision?
I suspect this is probably for personal reasons, and that having come to the conclusion that he wanted to leave, then once you've come to that conclusion, it's probably best just to get the decision over and done with and begin the process. It is a bit of an odd timing. It's sort of, this is not big news time in August, and so this is certainly going to occupy people's attention because there aren't any other stories quite this big in the province.
What does this mean for his legacy leaving right now?
Well, it's an interesting thing. He has a decade, almost a decade as premier, in which he can lay claim to having, 3 very large majority governments in a row, incredible levels of popularity and support from the public, often touted as the most popular premier in the country, all of those things. But it also comes in the aftermath of an incredibly unpopular budget, and a series of cuts that have not gone over well with the public, and what is sort of troubling decline in support, if the polls are to be believed, for the party. And they've hit sort of lowest point in 8 years, I believe, in some of the last polls.
Who do you think within the party, or is there a candidate, I should say, that can fill his shoes, or is it going to be a number of people kind of jockeying for that position?
I think what we're going to see is a number of people trying to jockey for that position. One of the challenges I think that the party has faced for a number of years is that it has been built and run itself in the image of Brad Wall. It is Brad Wall's party, and it is his face that everybody associates with the party. There aren't obvious candidates waiting in the wings as, oh, that's the next leader, in the way that you've seen with some other political parties where people have been sort of clearly the front runner. I don't think there's a clear front runner. We could well see a fair number of people try to throw their hat in the ring to test the waters on this. And I don't, right now, I wouldn't place any bet on who is going to come out on top.
As a Saskatchewan political watcher, how interesting is it going to be the next few months? So the NDP have to pick a leader, and now the Sask party.
Well, this is an interesting development for the NDP too, because I think it now changes the dynamic. If the thought was, do I want to take on Brad Wall, who even with the decline in support, still remains very popular in the province and is, has a strong political history. This now may open up the NDP race to say, well, you know what, I may be able to take on one of those people who's not Brad Wall. And so this may change the dynamics for the NDP as much as it changes things for the Sask party.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you.